Hello everyone, welcome to Red Snapper. My name's MJ, and this is another awesome leaks video. Massive shout out and thank you to Snap.Fan, Sanctanglia, and all of the folks who do the data mining so that we can talk about the brand new cards. So it looks like May is a new X-Men season, or like Academy X Academy, I'm not too sure. And apparently Esme Cuckoo is a season pass card. I wasn't 100% certain on this, but I believe it's Esme Cuckoo. She's a 3/4. On reveal, copy a card from your deck into your hand, set its cost to 3 and power to 4. So you're basically like copying her stats onto one of the cards in your deck. This is extremely interesting. I've only given her 3.5, but I could be a little low on this. My mind is taking a bit of time to get my head around it. So I think what you do with this is you play cards that are very powerful but a lower cost, but that have like no power. So cards like, well, I guess you just play anything with low power in it. So maybe it fits in like the Agent Venom set power deck, right? So like maybe cards like Thena, like Silver Sable, maybe Cassandra Nova, and then above it maybe you play stuff like Iron Man, etc. So it could be very interesting. Like I say, I've only given it 3.5. I mean, the other element to it is copying a card. So it is actual resource generation, and you're potentially copying something really powerful as well. So I might be a little low on this. I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I've said the archetypes it probably fits into is like combos. Silver Surfer is a 3-cost card, and set power. So very interesting. I'll be interested to hear what you think of this in the comments below, guys. Next up, the first spotlight card of the season is Surge. She's a 2/2. On reveal, give the top card of your deck -1 cost and +1 power. After you play it, repeat this ability. I absolutely love this. This is so good. I do wonder if this ability, does it then repeat again? So after you play it, repeat this ability. Does it just repeat like once? So this on reveal triggers and then it triggers again? Or is it like sequential? Does the card, after the ability is repeated, is it like repeated? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, does it keep going and going? But even if it doesn't, I mean, it sort of can't. It's too good if it does that. Even if it doesn't, basically, she pays for herself because you get -1 cost twice, as long as you play out those next 2 cards, and you're getting +2, so she's kind of a 0/4, but then you're just doing everything that you want to synergize with her with anyway. So I've put here the archetypes, buffs, on reveals, and mergers. I think my mergers deck is going to love this. You might have seen my recent gameplay video actually where I did like my Savage Spider. So it was like Scarlet Spider, Lasher, Brood, all of those sorts of things. I think they'll love it, especially as some of the playlines in that deck, they get a bit dicey because you've got things like Galacta and Gwenpool, who are both 4-cost, and then your Broods are like 3. So yeah, I love the look of this one. Massive fan. Next up is Prodigy. He's a 3/4. On reveal, if this is in the back row, copy the text of the card in front of it. And I should have actually probably said this at the beginning, but we'll also look at several of the cards from the April season, which is What If, because a couple of them have just changed a tiny bit. So we'll look at them later. But yeah, this is part of the new Rose archetype, or we're currently calling it Rowing. My mate Gossy came up with that name. Massive shout out to Gossy. In fact, Gossy recently saw Copa's Cope Road. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I cannot believe he came across that in Wild anyway. So yeah, they're introducing the concept of rows into Marvel Snap. So the back row and the front row. And Prodigy copies one of your cards in the front row, which is awesome. He copies a card in front of it. That is such an awesome idea. Similar to like Mystique, similar to almost Moonstone in a way. So I put the other archetype apart from Rowing is Ongoing as well, because I think it's going to be pretty cool if you can get even something like a Captain America. That'd be crazy. Like with the Moonstone, I mean, Iron Man? If you can get the Iron Man down, and then actually that would be a little bit difficult to do. No, it wouldn't. Oh, the play order is going to be so fascinating with this new Rose mechanic, because it's not about the order. You know, Mystique, you have to play her after the card you want to copy. This guy, you just have to make sure that you're copying the one in front. Oh, it's going to be so interesting, so cool. I've given him 4 stars. I think anytime you can copy an ability, it's very strong. Like I say, that Iron Man, it is going to be difficult, but you can do it, especially if you've got magic and stuff. This just seems really cool to me. Right, next up, a 1-cost card. I love looking at 1-cost cards. This is Elixir. Activate. The next time one of your cards is destroyed this turn, revive it here. Very interesting indeed. I've given him 4 stars because I think in a destroy deck, the other archetypes have put Mill and Phoenix Force, but in a destroy deck, you can seriously destroy something absolutely crazy. Now, I don't think he would revive something like a Wolverine or an X-23, because I think those are already getting revived, right? So I think it does have to be a true destroy. But hey, you can bring back your Uncle Ben. That's really broken, no. But you could definitely bring back, you know, something that Venom gobbles something up. I actually can't think of any good examples now. I've come to actually film this, but I still think he's really good. And I think the fact that it's an activate as well, giving you that extra control about when you do it, means you can play him down early, setting stuff up later in the game. I think he's very interesting. I think he's definitely going to be a good in Mill alongside Misery. That's going to be awesome. Oh yeah, I'm excited for this one. Seems really cool. Next up, this is true filth now. Xorn. He's a 2/3. After any 3 or 4 cost card is played here, move it to another location. This seems so good, especially at the price point. 2 energy for this. Absolutely awesome. Definitely going to work in move and move disruption. I think if you play it in a move disruption deck, the interesting thing is if you play on like Kingpin or something, it means that they can't prevent themselves from playing into a Kingpin location, which I absolutely love. But also, just for your own move cards, Vulture, absolutely ridiculous. Other cards that benefit from moving, so actually, like, trying to think now, actually, Dagger's not the one, but certainly bloody Vulture. Oh god, Redwing. Oh my god, Redwing's just got support. This is mental. Yeah, I love this guy. This might be one of my favourite cards of the season here. I'm a big move disruption guy, so yeah, I just really like the sound of this. Definitely going to be best friends with Kingpin, I reckon. And even Craven, to the same extent. Right, then we've got several cards where we don't know how we're getting them. The first one is Kid Omega. He is a 2/2, activate, destroy the next card you play this turn to gain its power. I've wanted something like this for absolutely ages. Like a long time ago, I did like a custom symbiote season, and this was like vaguely similar to the Lasher idea that I had, although it was actually just activate. I think it was like activate, destroy the next card you play. But this is awesome. The scaling ability where you're taking their power, that's fantastic. I mean, let's call out the elephant in the room, guys. Kid Omega, pink hair, pink gun. I don't actually know too much what his abilities are, but pink border here. This is Nimrod's best friend, right? Nimrod's one of my favourite cards in the game, so I'm going to be all freaking over Kid Omega. This is finally the ability to destroy, apart from Nico being able to destroy the next card you play, but this is finally the ability to reliably destroy that Nimrod when you've played it down. I guess Atuma can kind of do that as well, but I think this is going to feel fantastic. So yeah, I'm all over him. However we get him, he may not even come out in this season. Like I say, we don't know. Did I just say like we say? Like I said, we don't know how we're getting him yet. So if we even get him this season, but yeah, I'm all over him. I've given him 4.5 stars. Then Hellion. 5/8 on reveal. Next turn you can move cards to this location. I've given him 5 stars. I think it's outrageous. I think the archetypes he's going to fit into. I think maybe even Captain America, the Caps archetype, might like this. You move your shield. If you didn't even pull your Sam Wilson, right? You move your shields over there with your cap, or just you move your shield and your caps at the same time. He'll obviously fit into move decks. Absolutely tremendous with that. Almost like a kind of setting up for a final turn Heimdall, being able to reposition. So I've actually put Doom as a potential archetype in here as well. With Doom and the Doom 2099s, you want to play 1 card per turn. If you play Hellion, it gives you a little bit of extra control, especially if one of your locations, your turn 4 Doom 2099 bot, if that went somewhere where you didn't want it to, or you can just reposition for like an extra powerful Onslaught or Spectrum or anything like that, that could be really good. Just seems fantastic. Again, we don't know how we're getting him though. And then the last one from the sort of new X-Men batch is Mercury. She's a 2/2. You can move this once. Ongoing, enemy cards here can't move. I'm not too sure about Mercury. I've given her 3 stars. I think she's probably like mainly a control card. She's going to be here for, you know, when move gets out of control. It's like a release valve for move, right? So apart from that, maybe it's not too exciting. I guess I'm not picking up on any other synergies just yet. I mean, perhaps you could use it in even a move disruption deck yourself to better target which cards you're going to move, like something like Polaris or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure about her ability to move once. That is obviously useful. We've seen with Jeff that can be good, but yeah, I think more so she's just to prevent the crazy move shenanigans. Right, let's last of all look at the several cards that got updated. There's no major tweaks here, guys, but there's just some small updates. So Captain Carter, the Season Pass card, I actually do think has been dramatically improved. She's gone to a 4/3, and just a slight tweak to her wording. Ongoing, add this card's power to your back row cards here, can't add to itself. So she doesn't work to herself if she's in the back row. Yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. I think her buff to 3 power, the last previously leaked version was 2 power. It basically means that on a full location, she's a 4/9. That's without shenanigans. Shenanigans could include Captain America's increasing her to 5, and then you're copying that back to basically, if you've got a full location, 10 power in the back. So she's like then, what, like a 13 or something? A 13 power, or sorry, she's representing 13 power. That seems outrageous. And yeah, she's just got a really nice buff here. The archetypes have said rowing, ongoing. I've put caps. Guys, listen, I'm not being funny. Second Dinner are smart people. Yes, she's not an actual Captain America, but she does wield literally a Captain America shield type thing. Like, I think Second Dinner care more about gameplay than semantics. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to say I'm confident that they would make her work with Captain America's shield, but I don't know why you wouldn't. Right? It's just it's a buff for that deck. Make it happen, and then Zoo archetype as well. Next up, Dum Dum Dugan, similarly also part of the rowing archetype, and we don't know how we're getting this card, but he's now gone up to a 2/3, and the slight tweak to his wording is, ongoing, your front row cards here have +1 power, can't add to itself. So basically, this is definitely a strong buff, because before he was a 2/3, I mean, I shouldn't even call it a buff. These are leaked cards, they come out as they come out, these cards might even change again. But yeah, him now giving +1 power, and he's 3, so he's actually like not even on a full location. If you've got 2 cards in front of him, he's like a 2/5. That's pretty good. And then you can like duplicate it with Moonstone and all that sort of thing. So I think it's just reliably good. I've given him 3.5 stars. Then we have clarification on Fanfei and her artwork as well. Again, we don't know where we're getting her, but she's a 4/7. Activate, move your other cards here to the right. So she's kicking stuff forward. Actually, she's got the same stat line as Stegron and a similar ability. Just realised that. That's pretty cool. And also, Stegron's like whipping stuff with his tail. Fanfei seems to be whipping. I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back, I whip my hair back and forth. But no, this could be incredibly powerful. I especially like the fact that you can activate it. And yeah, I haven't got too much more to say about it. Is this another synergy for Red Wing? You can play down Red Wing early, and you don't need to worry about like order and stuff. That's sort of one of the complicated things with Red Wing, making Madam Web his best synergy. Anyway, yeah, so I'm saying words now. Maybe she'll even fit into Silky Smooth. Good. But now let's move on to the literal last card we're looking at today, guys. I mean, there was a very small change on Ultron's cards, their abilities, and because I haven't properly analysed the Infinity Ultron, I think I'm going to do a separate video on Infinity Ultron, so subscribe if you're new. Anyway, Strange Supreme is now just absolutely bananas. He's gone from, the previously leaked version was a 2/0, he's now a 2/2. Gains +2 power from merging. End of turn, merge one of your created cards into this. So every time he merges, it gets +2. We have seen before that cheap scalers are outrageous. He's going to work with Thanos Stones. I've put the archetypes here: Thanos, Mergers, and Space Savers. Space Savers is the kind of archetype that we enjoy, where we play things like Baron Zemo and Shanna, who create masses of value but take up masses of space. Actually, he's not going to. Well, he's not going to merge with the cards that they generate. Is he? But it would still work with if you combine the Space Saver stuff with like Shield or just Mergers. Mergers is part of Space Savers anyway, so yeah, I just love him. like I say, we've seen before that low-costed scalers are crazy. This guy's getting +2 each time, and you don't need to do all that much to even support him. Like Arishem is going to work well, Thanos is going to work well, Shield Deck's going to work well, Merger's going to work well. Yeah, I love him, absolutely love him. As you can see, I've given him 6 stars. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.